Hey, hey, hey. Hope everybody's doing good. Carl Bryan coming at you. Got my boy Pat Bell. Patrick, are you there, my brother?
Oh, I'm here and doing well and thinking hard and loving life and getting skinny.
Yeah, oh, yeah, you're still mid. Where are you at on your fast? Dang.
I'm
You're,
on, I think I'm on day 11.
wow, there you go, man. Look out. How you feeling? Feeling
Feeling
magic?
great. Yeah, yeah. I mean, some days I'm sharper than others, but yeah, some days I'm like my brain is just on fire. It feels great. So I
Yeah,
love
here we go. Okay, folks, you heard it here first. Get on your fast. You only have to wait till grade or day 11. You don't have to. You're just gonna not eat for 11 days. And what are you doing? Tell everybody so that they're like 11 days. How the heck do you do that? What are you? What do you put in your body for these 11 days?
Right now, I'm doing diluted apple juice, and the advantage is it goes in one color and comes out the same.
Oh, Jesus. TMI on behalf of everybody here. I love it. All right,
color.
buddy. Anyways, man, you're a crazy mofo, my man. And if you weren't on the last call where we talked about it when he first started, Pat's done these. If you think he's sweating it at 11 days, he's done 30 days many times. So he's not. In any, do you get hungry at all?
Actually, I haven't got hungry yet this time. So look, I'm really glad of that. I get like that feeling like you had breakfast at 8. Now it's about 1:30 in the afternoon. It's like, oh, I could eat something, but no big deal. I could wait half an hour if I need to. No big deal. I just kind of live with that, and I get used to it, and I don't really think about it.
Well, that's crazy, crazy mofo. Okay, folks. So what are we gonna do here, my man? Let's
See if
open up some lines and say hello. What do you think? Billy Dixon's here. Billy, we're gonna open you up. You're not asking for a question, but we're gonna open you up anyways. You gotta unmute yourself, Billy. There he is. Billy, you're live.
I'm live.
How goes it, man?
I
Hold
don't
on.
I, I don't even know what to say. I didn't raise my hand, but I,
Put you
I
on the
do
spot, man.
I do want to kind of ask a little. First of all, the digital acceleration software that I saw on the Ask the expert call,
Yeah,
that was fire.
that's what I want to
Thanks.
hear.
Yeah,
Had a chance?
I
Are you what?
absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah, I love that because I love digital marketing, so I love having the questions all set up like that. Um, I know somebody in the group was mentioning that we should hit the profit acceleration software first. But since I love digital marketing so much, I'm just tempted to go straight to the DAS.
Yeah.
But keeping
Okay.
keeping keeping in mind the fundamentals and that they have to have a market dominating position.
Exactly. Yeah, Billy, if I may, so this, and for the benefit of everybody listening, because I hear you, right? So the way that I refer to digital marketing, you hear it, like I say it all the time, but it's sexy and delusional, right? It's like it falls into the 4-hour work week, the secret, all the, do what you love and make millions of dollars, right? Follow your gut. Gut stands for gave up thinking, right? You better to go with the data. Um, so that's not the poo-poo. Digital marketing is very important, but I want you to think about this. The average business owner, um, digital marketing will get you in because you're not the only one that loves digital marketing, right? Pat and I love it, and everybody here listening loves it, and the chiropractor definitely loves it. So what I'd encourage you to think about is if you love the digital marketing and that's just your shtick and you can talk well and you can get, you can open doors and get people on phone as a result of that, look at it this way. Like you get in with digital marketing. Here's my question. Without meeting them, do they have an upsell? Do they have a downsell? Do they have a cross sell? Do they have a proper upfront offer? If you were to open up their wallet, could you look at their goals? And if you could look at their goals, if they've actually taken the right, time to write down, which would put them in like the 5%, what level would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate their goals? Do you think they're fantastic or do you think they're pretty bloody lame? Right. And then
Right.
time management. Let's go to their time management and, 80/20, right? I wrote an email about this, I don't know, I think it was last week, might have been early this week, whatever, 80/20 rules. and what 80-20, everybody's heard of that, right? Nobody's doing it, but everybody's heard of it. And of course, that's a black and white statement to a gray matter, but very few are doing 80-20 well. But what's a million times more powerful is when you understand 80-20, then you understand 150, right? Where 1% represents 50, which sounds good, but the real art, the real magic is being able to identify the 1%, right? So hopefully, and would you agree with what I just said? Would you agree that they don't have the stuff that I just described in place with a ridiculous probability?
Pat, I thought you were going to rain on my digital marketing parade, but you actually gave some awesome perspective there. You're 100% right.
That's it. So it's not to say they shouldn't do digital marketing, right? And they should. And everybody, like every Coke, Pepsi, you, me, Pat, everybody should be doing digital marketing. The question is, are they ready? And the answer is no, right? So help them frame it up so that they are ready. But a little bit of the magic, Billy, of what I just went through, the digital marketing will get you in the door. And that's where, the Q&A from profit acceleration versus digital marketing comes in. So, and by the way, and if you go to Profit Accelerate, like if you go to the Profit Acceleration, you'll see that there's digital marketing, right? There's plenty of questions in and around digital marketing.
Very true.
You can use those. So anyways, and I'm not raining on the parade, but I just, for the benefit of everybody, and the last thing I'd leave with, a lot of the time you'll meet businesses and they have cash flow problems, right? They get a successful business, but they're like, where the heck is my money? Turning Facebook ad on for that guy or that gal, you're doing damage is what you're doing, right? Because if they have a hole in the boat, you don't go further into the lake to patch it up, right? This is stupidity on steroids, and I hope you can swim. So thinking about that, pretty important. So what do you think? You agree? Any thoughts?
I think if I could sum that up a little bit, don't build the roof before you have built the
That's it. You know what? We're stealing that, Billy. Well done, man. Exactly. We got to make sure the foundation is in place. That's it,
but
man.
I feel like you hit 100% the nail on the head. Digital marketing, totally sexy. And I think it'll be a great way to kind of draw them in and say, hey, let's make sure we start these things, that we put the foundation in place.
Yeah. And without meeting them, they don't have it in place. So therefore, you have look at it differently too. Billy, you have an obligation to do those things first, right? And then the digital marketers running around going Facebook ads, and the guy, and then the Facebook ads fail, and everybody's wondering why. And I just explained why, because they weren't ready for them, not even close. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Cool, man. Well, good thing we opened you up, Billy, for somebody with nothing to say. There you go, man. We got pretty far. Boom.
Carl, let me see.
Oh, yeah. Pat, please, man.
So 80-20 rule, absolutely. And so on the screen here, you can see 15 different areas. And if you go into a business, Billy, and you're more digitally focused, so this would be a great place for you to go in, find some impact. So imagine here on the screen, what you're seeing here is the 20% of what they would need to do to find success. Now, from that 20%, you can still apply the 80-20 rule again. And of these 15 areas, now you've got 3 areas that are going to make up 80% of the impact of that 20%. And it might not be anything in the left column like content marketing all the way down to metrics. It could be increased prices, compelling offer, and market dominating position. You don't know it, but I mean, every business is different. And so you have to do the assessment and find out, right? But there's still 80-20 rule inside the 80-20 rule, which really gives you 4%. What's the 4%, the top 4 things you could do out of 100 that will bring 80% or 96% of the results? And this will give that to you.
Cool. What do you think, Billy?
Awesome stuff.
Cool. That's what you want to hear, buddy. All right, cool, man. Okay, we're going to put you, anything else, Billy? You all good?
I think, it reminds me a little bit of one of the clients that I was working with. I was running Facebook ads for a laser acne campaign.
Yeah.
and the first few days, man, it was just smoking. People off Facebook, they were paying $80 for a consultation, and if we could get them in for the appointment, they upsold them on a $1,500 package. So the $80 alone was paying for the cost of the ad spend.
Love it.
And but they pulled the plug because they weren't closing. So
Yeah, they weren't ready.
In a situation like that, you know, they were like, "Oh, these people can't afford the package." I mean, I had no clue at the time, but they needed help with the sales process. They needed a downsell. They needed a follow-up drip campaign. But you know, we were just like, "Hey, this ad's working. You got to close the deal."
But that's case in point right there, man. Right there, it was working, but they weren't ready to work it. So you got to wrong order, right? You do that, but you fix the the back end of the business per se before turning on the front end, as in the Facebook ad, and you got yourself a winner chicken dinner.
Right.
Cool. And actually, Billy, and just again for benefit of you and everybody listening, but then it's like, okay, but that all sounds good, right? And then you got to damn well do it. This is psychology 101, right? Like they are in their own head, right? They got this thing in their head that they're no good at building systems. They're no good at sales. They're no good at marketing. They're no good at follow-up. They're no good at tracking. They're no good at whatever, right? So you know what I mean? Small number, 1% improvements, 2% improvements, 3% improvements, and they start to compound, and you end up with magic at the end of 12 months or whatever. Follow?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, Billy. Love it, man. Good stuff. Does that help?
Tons.
Beautiful. Okay, man, I'm going to put you back on mute. High fives. All right, where are we going here, Pat? Let's go to Dave. Dave McKenzie's got his hand up. Fellow Canuck. Yo, Dave. Atlantic Canada. What's going on, man? What's happening?
Winner, chicken dinner. Are you a Charlie fan?
There we go. What's going over on Atlantic Canada today, Dave?
Atlantic Canada. Well, I am almost pooping my pants tonight. I've just found out that our government here in New Brunswick is supporting businesses up to 75% to do branding and marketing. So my question, what?
Yeah.
My question is,
keep going.
We do so much more than that, but how do I sell that idea?
All right. So Dave, can you bring that question to the Ask the Expert call?
Okay.
Because we want to try and keep the questions on the software here, not
Okay. Good point. Good point. Okay.
Also a good thing to bring onto the Facebook call as well.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about using the Profit Accelerator to see if they qualify. So yeah, okay, I will do that.
Do that. Cool bananas. But yeah, there you go. But don't sweat bullets, man. They're just going to raise the awareness of people needing to get their act together with their business. You know, piece of cake. Man.
Oh, absolutely. I'm surprised they're doing that. So.
Yeah, and you don't want to just operate in Atlantic Canada anyways. You want to be thinking U.S. You want to be thinking just, an expert, somebody who rolls up in an airplane. So again, the further you get away from your hometown, the more power you got.
Yeah, true. But, yep, good point.
Man, okay, awesome. Okay, Dave, we're going to put you back on mute. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, dude. Okay, Nabil, a boy in Australia. Nabil, you're self-muted, my friend.
Am I? G'day. How are you guys?
Nabil, fabulous. How are you, bud?
Excellent. It's a bright sunny morning, even though we're still in lockdown. So hopefully that's going to lift. But that's been on for 101 days now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But listen, well done on the digital acceleration software. That's absolutely freaking awesome, guys. I really appreciate that. I was just wondering a couple of things. One is, how do I access that? Because I actually put my hand up and I paid the dues to get access. So is that done yet? That's the first part of the question. And the second one is, how do I get up to speed in the fastest way possible so I can incorporate that in terms of what I'm doing?
All right.
I got an email from somebody called Danny on your team saying that the thing was debited. My account was debited, so the payment went through.
Okay, I didn't get notification. But I'll tell you what. I'm just going to do. Let me freeze the screen here a minute, and I'll just.
Oh, hold on. I've just answered my own question there, Pat. I just looked at my emails again, and there was an email from you that says you can actually access it from by selecting a new assessment. So it's actually incorporated within the pass.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had to access it separately.
All right. Well, there you go.
Okay,
Boom.
well, that's answered the first part. So now I'm just going to go up to my website and actually look at a new assessment. And sure enough, it's there. Love it. Okay, right. So that's the first part. So the key thing is, watching you go through that on the ATE call last week was actually fantastic and really eye-opening. What's the best way to get up to speed with that? Notwithstanding what Carl was saying about, you got to have the proper context. You don't just deep dive into the digital area without having the proper foundations and the right mindset and all the other stuff. But what's a good way to actually get up to speed really fast with that?
Are you talking about the areas of digital marketing in general, or just the software?
Probably a bit of both. I'd be interested in your perspective on both. I mean, the software is going to be the driver. So like going through the Jumpstart for somebody who you're doing the assessment, or if you already got somebody on board as a client to go through the Breakthrough 40 and actually go deep, then that's one thing. But just on the digital marketing area in its entirety. Yeah.
Well, I think for the software, I would just, the main thing you got to do is you got to get in and practice it. And I would practice everything out loud, not just like talking to yourself in your mind. I would first start by reading the questions out, because when you're in front of a prospect or a client, you're going to be reading them out loud anyway. So practice doing that. Start getting fluent with explanations. Go over them a lot. Like if you look at an area, for example, of, let me go back to the Digital Jumpstart, and we go content marketing. We have this opening explanation here. I would get just really familiar with like what, talk it out all the time, like over and over and over again, so you can say it smoothly, and actually then you could actually start presenting it without even looking at it if you need to. Yeah. So this is just time and work to do this. And one reason that we actually create it is because personally, I don't want to spend the time to memorize it, because it's a lot of work. But you know that when you practice things, it just gets more and more fluid coming off your tongue. So you can go through those. You go through the questions. You might role play if you're on your own, entering answers, things like that. Go through each one. When you've done that 2 or 3 times, played with the software, then you book a meeting with a friend who owns a business. And you say, hey buddy, I've got this new software tool. I want to run a test run with you. Can we meet together for a couple hours? I'll buy you a beer or whatever. And you might even close them as a client. But then you're practicing again. You're getting their responses and their feedback. So do 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, 5 of those, and then you're ready to start going out to others. That's how you use the software. We have some courses on the e-learning marketing system about some of these areas. We have all of them. So I see what we have available, and then as you're ready to branch out, you can start seeing, hey, what else is out there in these areas? And you can go to some of the things we recommend, like HubSpot, whatever. They've got great content. Neil Patel has great content. I follow him. I mean, there's some heavyweights out there that have already put out amazing content. You can get up to speed pretty quick. But
Right.
you don't need to be the tactician when it comes to implementing these things. You just have to know what you're talking about as you explain them, and then you partner with the tactician, and it lets you to be strategic.
Yeah. So what do you say with partner with a tactician? Can you just explain that just a little bit?
All right. So there's digital marketing agencies that live in this space. If they're going to help you do content marketing, if they're going to do your SEO, like they know SEO, they study it, that's their full-time job, and they're not going to do anything to get you banned on Google. If you go and do it yourself, there's a good chance you get banned on Google, you get blacklisted, and you don't want to get in that position. So it's not a part-time endeavor either, because SEO, they come up with updates all the time, like on Google, and if you don't know what you're doing and you're not following the news, you will absolutely wreck what you're doing for a client or for yourself. So, and I'm talking from experience in that as well. So partner with an agency that knows what they're doing. It's a great chance to go out, create a joint venture where you can bring them business, and you're going to take a good chunk of their revenue, and then they'll bring you business as well in the more traditional areas of marketing or strategy or business growth. And then you give them a share of what they bring you. So yes, that's what I would do.
Yeah. I love it. No, you're spot on. You're right to the point. In fact, it's very interesting because I'm actually coaching a business that is a digital agency. So the first thing that came to mind is how do I incorporate it into the conversation of what they do, and it'll be something that I'll be trying to play out over the next week or two.
Good.
Perfect. Love it. What do you think? Anything else for us, Nabil? That's good.
No, that's excellent. That's spot on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No worries, buddy. Going to put you back on mute. I need some more questions here, guys. Randy's got his hand up. Randy, coming for you, buddy. There he is. Randy, you are live.
Hey, I'm looking forward to jumping into this. I haven't spent much time on this particular software, but spending an awful time. Well, I haven't yet signed up. I'm trying to manage cash flow as I get this thing off the ground. But that being said, it seems like it's for me, and I got on about 5 minutes late, but it sounded like you guys had already started down the path. It seems to me, and as I was describing it to my wife, the digital acceleration software is, or the whole concept of digital marketing is the sexy thing. And so using this as bait to get people to the overall coaching and into the profit acceleration component of it all is, I think, where the real gold is. You can certainly approach it from one end or the other, but as far as I'm concerned, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's get them in to the meeting with the conversation about their digital marketing strategy, which most people don't have, of course. And then you start talking about, profitability and all the various drivers that go into that. And then you transition them over to the profit acceleration software, and then obviously into the coaching. Now, I guess quick question about, because again, I'm not into the system yet. There's the more in-depth question on the digital acceleration. Is there more of an abbreviated one? And then I guess any guidance as far as how long you're looking at from a consultation perspective to go through those different options with the client?
Yeah, so you're going to use the the Profit Jumpstart. Okay. You can use the Digital Jumpstart as well if you're going to just go and see if you can help a client and you're more focused on digital marketing. But use the Profit Jumpstart here. Book a 45 to 90-minute meeting. Go through, promise them what you're going to promise them if it's going to be $100,000 of increased revenue. And then you go through, and then you might go through 3 or 4 areas, tops. Yeah. Find the impacts, and then stop, close them. Now, that's the first part. The second part is when you go through the full profit breakthrough, the breakthrough 40, and that's got 40 areas that you might do that in half a day if you're really focused and kind of a high D personality and don't go down rabbit trails.
Yeah.
Some people break it down into 4 2-hour sessions.
Yeah.
You could that way. I mean, there's different ways to do it. It's up to you. But that's something that, like, for me in the past, I've done the Profit Jumpstart for free, and then I charge a substantial amount of money for the Breakthrough 40, and I give them a from that.
Yeah, that just seems genius, and makes total sense. So again, I'm just mind blown. I just have to get a bunch of appointments and get in front of people on this stuff. So this is awesome.
Great.
Yeah. There you go. And Randy, I would just add, I think Pat pretty much just said this, but just your goal is to get in there. Like, what's the conversation in their head, right? They want leads. Right. They want to be introduced to somebody who understands marketing and isn't going to be full of crap like so many of them. And ultimately, they want to build the conversation in their head is that they want to get to $1 million, which is, again, you've heard me, that's like a stupid goal, because you could do $1 million and lose 80. You could do $1 million and make 60, and that would make your margins horrific in a business I'd be very nervous about. One wrong turn, you're losing money, right? So what they really want is a profitable business. And sometimes they're thinking that, and sometimes they're not. So when you can sit with somebody and show them $100,000 in 45 minutes without spending $1 on marketing or advertising, it's magic. So basically go through the software to find $100,000 and go, look at that. We just did it in, we're 19 minutes in, we're 29 minutes in, we're 39 minutes in. Look where we're at. Right.
And it seems to me too, especially if, depending on what strategy you take, but to do a digital marketing assessment and not sell them on digital advertising, you got to think is certainly a breath of fresh air for that person on the other side, right? Because they're expecting to be sold for that. And you're like, no, I see there's areas that we want to fix before we turn on that pipe.
Yeah. Okay. You bring up a really good point. Okay. And again, for you and the benefit of everybody listening, I want you to think of, like, you want to be careful with this one. And some folks have really impressive sales skills and some people not so much. And the only way you get good at it is by practice, by the way, like anything. But here it is. You got to be careful to do that. Remember, sometimes the conversation in their head is that, I need Facebook marketing, and you're not to go in there and push back against that and think that you're going to change their mind in an hour and a half that they don't need Facebook marketing. They need to hire, compelling offer, upsell, downsell, cross-sell, etc. is not necessary. This takes a little bit of time, and they got to trust you. The way you get somebody to trust you is, over a period of time is an important factor in trust. It's the 101, right? And again, this is not black and white. This is very gray, but I'd be a little bit careful to make an appointment for Facebook marketing and then spend the entire time telling them they don't need Facebook marketing. What I would do is I would go through the process just the way you see it. I'd go through digital marketing because that's what they wanted. I'd also go through, so tell me about your offer, tell me about your upsell, tell me about your downsell, et cetera, all the stuff we talked about earlier. And then I'd say, we are going to light Facebook on freaking fire. They're not going to know who came at them, what we're doing, who's doing what. We're going to, man, your bank account, I hope it's empty because it's about to fill up, right? That kind of thing. Of course, I'm joking, but you know what I mean? So now we start, and you're paying me $2,000 a month. And it's like, hey, well, before we don't just turn on Facebook ads because this is what the idiots do and the competition does. I don't do that, right? We got some work to do here. Put on your, wear your work gloves. We're going to work. You know what I mean? And now you're working with them, and it's week 1, 2, 3, 4. You're massaging them towards this. You follow me?
Well, if you can free up additional profits for them 100%. In the first 30 days, where they can now spend $10,000 more on marketing, what does that actually do for their business? And if they can do it right, there's just such an accelerant component to that. So
100%. And by the way, the question is, if you could free up that $10,000, should they really be spending it on marketing? Like, again, maybe they have some other stuff like, Pat always goes to raising prices. And it's just like, why wouldn't they start here? And they have 1,000 clients. Don't go to 1,000 clients and raise their prices. Go to 10, go to 50, go to 100. manage your numbers, understands what the 100 look like, and you're probably going to get the same percentages over 1,000, right? But maybe they are in a really price sensitive, business, yada. So don't go and make a mess. Mm-hmm. So there you go. And it's of the same family. So again, because we're talking about sales. So like when I go to a daycare, okay, I don't go in and start talking about daycares and web watches and accelerated learning centers because maybe like for some reason they might think like they know they used to have a web watch. Somebody they know had a web watch. So then you're sitting there, you give them this amazing idea that you think they're going to start panting over. And they're like, yeah, no, that doesn't work. Which by the way, they're wrong. The web watch that they had, the batteries kept failing or whatever it is, right? But so I go to the daycare and I talk about chiropractors, and I go to the chiropractors and I talk about daycares because I don't want to go in and push up against paradigms. Yeah. Right. So it's similar to you want to do Facebook advertising. For me to come in and tell you why you don't need Facebook advertising is not the right on average. But maybe, but your sales spidey senses might take you in that direction, and that's the one you got to get good at it. But does that help? You kind of follow me there?
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it has to be their choice because if you tell them to go do something different, and for one reason or another it goes sideways, then it's going to be your fault instead of their fault for failing to execute properly or whatever,
Yeah, look, I hear you, and that would be part of it. That wouldn't be a huge part of what I'd be worried about, but I understand because things, sometimes you raise their prices and it doesn't work. We didn't fail. We learned something, and we keep going, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. Pat, may I ask you add anything to what I just said or thoughts?
No, good. It's good.
Okay. There you go, Randy. What do you think? Anything else we can help you with?
It was awesome stuff. I just got to get on the phone and start getting appointments. So that's about it.
That's it, man. Sorry, I just put you on mute. Awesome, Randy. Thanks, buddy. And we're now going up. Billy's got his hand. Billy, we're coming back to you, buddy. You are live, Billy.
Yeah, I was wondering if I missed if there was an update of the 10K challenge or the 100K with the PAS.
Yeah. It's
go, Pat.
It's the final 2 videos out of 14 are being recorded probably tomorrow. So we'll have them hopefully by next Wednesday. They'll be posted somewhere, and at some point we're going to get them into the software as well. It might be still a couple weeks out, but we'll get them posted at least so you'll have access to them.
That's awesome.
As we're moving along, we've had this training, we call it 10K training, and then I sit down with you. Billy, I guarantee to find you 10 grand in 45 minutes without spending $1 on marketing or advertising. We never sit with anybody and don't find them 100 grand. Well, if I told you 10K and I found you 100K, I'm over delivering on steroids on day one, and this is a great way to start our relationship, right? So that's where the 10K and 100K. We're, multiple years into this, right? And we're learning that and you constantly, again, I don't say 10K. You probably never, in 3 months, I probably haven't said it type of thing. So I just say 100K. So Pat has changed. So 10K training has become 100K. That is coming, like I said, Pat, it'll be done here within 30 days. It'll all be, live and available for anybody who wants to go back through it. So that's what's happening. So 10K became 100K. But Billy, you might want to say 50K. You might want to say 75K. You might want to say 49K. Your hockey number might be 57 and you're going to say 57K, right? Like whatever, it's all good. But the bottom line is you're going to be able to sit with anybody and find 100 grand in 45 minutes. If you follow the profit jumpstart, you will find them 100 grand in record time. So
just a note of clarity on the 100K training. The 10K training is still valid, and we still recommend you do it because that's a 2-day training. I mean, it's just chock full of information and wisdom. The 100K training is going to be tied directly to the questions in the software, and these are going to be basically 12 short, like 7, 8, 9-minute videos that help you understand that very particular area of the software. And this training on how to close them as well and how to intro the whole thing. So what you'll do is the day before you go and meet someone and you think, hey, how can I really help this business or a bakery? What are the areas of the software that I could probably find the most impact? You think, oh, okay, they need upsell, cross-sell. So at that point, you go in the 100K training, you watch the 9-minute video, you go, oh, that's exactly how I need to position it. You watch a couple of other ones you might think you can help them, and you review the close again, you practice the close, and then you go in the meeting and you're fresh with everything in your mind now that you're able to close them at a much higher rate. So that's the real value of the 100K training.
Nice.
Cool. Make sense?
Makes sense. Thank you.
Awesome. No worries, Billy. Appreciate the questions, man. Okay. All right, folks, we don't have any more questions. If anybody's got a question, raise your hand. Pat, anything else we need to be, anything we need to be covering, Pat? Should we talk about those Q&A or not? Maybe we should wait until we create that.
Yeah, let's create it. And I've put a post out on Facebook for everyone in the group of just really like, if you go and find that actually, if you are going to ask a pre-qualification question to a prospect, what's your best question or what's your top 3 questions that you would ask? And then we're going to create something that we've been, kind of talking back and forth from starting on Tuesday. I think, Carl, you missed the end of that call. We got some great ideas coming out of this. And
really?
Yeah, so we're going to create a form that you can go and just give it out to people, and it's going to pre-qualify them and set you up as the expert. And so we're working on that now. But any ideas you could have, you could leave that comment on Facebook. Appreciate that. Oh,
cool.
yeah. One more thing. I'm going to make sure you can see my screen, results analysis tab. Let's see here. See that?
Look at that. Looking impressive.
Now,
you want could you just, while we don't have any, want to just do a demonstration of this real quick because some of the folks might not have seen it yet?
Yeah, absolutely. So from your dashboard, your home screen, where you find all the company names and assessment names, it's just right here. It's called results analysis. It's going to come in here and it's going to give you, it says company 1. So this is from one range from September 1st to September 30th. So you could always open it up. You go over and click, the months. We might say October 8th. I'm going to have 3 companies in my profile. These are all fictional, but 3 companies there. And it doesn't tell you the company's name because we want to protect their client confidentiality. But it gives you starting revenue increase that you found for them. Doesn't mean you've achieved it for them, but you found it at least. The total revenue increase as a percent, and then the average. And then again, for profits, profit increase as a percent. It lays them out on a little timeline here, or a horizontal graph. It gives you what the numbers are. It goes from light blue to dark blue, from light green to dark green. It shows your coaching fee on the end, depending on what you were charging in that assessment. Now, if you're doing a company 1 and you've done 3 assessments for them, it's going to take the highest impact assessment for you. So it leaves out the other 2, just gives you the highest. And then nice big bold numbers here. We've got this. It shows you the average revenue increase for the companies you've assessed in that period, average profit increase, and the average ROI from coaching services from that profit increase. And then you can download this, you can email it. That's a new function as of this week. Now you can print it as well. And that is the client or the results analysis tool. What do you think about that? Personally, I love it.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
And
pretty cool, dude. And anybody new to the software, this is literally brand new. I mean, what was this Monday? Pat, it came live?
It's been about a week, and it was only suggested about a month ago, so we were pretty quick on developing it. And things like this are easier for us because they're we're not trying to play with all different kinds of images and things like that. It's just pulling numbers from the software.
Yeah.
So, you know,
John, shout out to John Kozar, who came up with the idea, legend. There you go.
And, you know, we put it up there and we saw, oh, let's change that. We'll make things align better. We'll change the names of things and we'll make this bold. And we kind of play with it a couple weeks and here's the end result. So great tool. And I think what's going to be the real magic in this, Carl, is now the different coaches are going to come out with different ways to use this to close clients. And we're going to start seeing magic happening on that end as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, buddy. And I would say joint ventures. Like if I was sitting with an accountant, I'll be going straight here. Say, let me show you. And then, by the way, the concern is maybe you haven't been using your software. You haven't been creating, like, make sure you go and create some assessments, right? Notice how it says company 1, 2, and 3. I mean, in a perfect world, obviously you're creating real assessments, right? But you're like, you know, here's 3 companies. Just go through like a mock chiro, a mock plumber, and a mock, you know, dentist, whatever. But that being said, to be clear here, the goal is definitely go and create these for business owners. And if I sat with an accountant, this is one of the first places I'd be going. No question. No question.
You know, you don't even need to make it up. I think you could sit down with 3 friends in a week and assess.
Way better. Yeah.
And you don't even need to do a full assessment. You do a profit jump start. It's going to take you 45 minutes, an hour. Have a coffee, have a beer, and you've got 3 results for your company. And I mean, so quick. That's all you need. And I mean, that's in your time frame at least. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, beautiful. Do that.
From the stage, this would be a great tool. Close from the stage and you say, here's my software. You pull it up, you click the results analysis. Say, here's what's happened in the last month, guys. And look at this average ROI I'm getting clients from my coaching. All right, so you want to jump in this bandwagon? Here's where we're going. We got results for everyone. So how about you? You know, so many great things that you could say there.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Love it, buddy.
Yeah.
Cubananas, man. Good job. High five, by the way. And again, John Kosar, some of you were on that call. You saw the whole thing unfold, and here we are. So shout out to our boy John. And we have another question here. Christine, you are self-muted, my love. You got to unmute yourself. There you are. You're live, Christine.
Hey, thank you. Hello to both of you. And hello. I had a question. I was showing this to one of our coaches today who didn't actually know about it, was quite surprised to see it. But one of the things that we both thought would be helpful is to be able, in the search, is to be able to do a lifetime. Now, is that something that is possible to build in, and is it worthwhile?
Do a lifetime. So I wonder if you could go here and, well, you'd have to go back into that first time you did it.
Yeah.
You know, coming back. Kind of a bit of a pain, but
we were just wondering if it's possible with, like, if William could design something that would just automatically grab everything in your account.
This is interesting because
actually, sorry, Pat, keep going.
No, I was just going to say I grabbed a lifetime, and here's what's going on. It's something here, this $10 million company. It really skews. Lifetime, I can ask William if he can grab everything lifetime. Sure.
Yeah, but actually, sorry, may I, Christine, just 1 second? I said an idea. Open that up. There you go, Pat. Maybe an idea, Pat, is just down below. I'm picturing it. You see at the bottom of the calendar where it becomes green for the other box. Possibly we put a 1 month, 3 month, 12 months button. There we go.
We could also, I just saw this because I was going left and right, but this calendar function is so much better. So you can just go from January, 2017 or whatever, and you're going to have.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I learned that today myself. So.
Right before you go.
All right. Good. Well, good on William, eh?
There we go. Oh, he's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
So maybe, Pat, think about that. but what do you think? Like 1 month, 3 month, 12-month button, and then they just click it instead of having to toot around with the calendar? That might not be a bad idea.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would work too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think lifetime, Christine. Like I don't know if that's the answer. Because
Well,
again, at some stage.
yeah, it was. I don't know if lifetime was really the appropriate word, but what you're talking about with like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and 12 months is perfect.
I like lifetime. I like lifetime. I like
you do?
what's
Okay.
happened. Yeah, I think it's like, oh, here's what I've done for my clients since I started. Boom.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah,
there you go.
It does make it easier to do, like if you did want to have a lifetime, because once you start, when you're a coach for over many years, it would be harder to do that with a calendar.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So
That's great.
anyways, that was, you betcha. That was one question I had. The other one was, when they're ready, are we going to find the digital videos?
When they're ready, well, we haven't got any plan right now to create digital videos, like more training videos for the digital, basically because the software operates the same way as the other software. So, yeah, and that's, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, you were just at the beginning when I came on the call, you were just talking about videos to show how to like augment the digital comments or something, questions.
Sorry, one more time.
Well, when I first came on, you were talking about videos for the digital that would augment the questions that you're asking.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's the 100K training.
100K, yeah.
Oh, the 100K training. Oh, okay. So where will those be located?
We'll let you know. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know.
All right. I just thought I'd missed that. All right, gotcha.
Yep, gotcha.
Awesome. There we go, Christine. Thank you. Anything else, Christine? You all good?
There was something else, but gee, with my mind, it's gone away. If I remember it, I'll put my hands up again.
Okay, beautiful. All right, we're gonna put you back on mute. Appreciate you, buddy. And our boy John has something for us. John Kosar. You're self-muted, buddy. Yay, John, you're live.
Hey, how's it going, Carl, Patrick?
Good.
So, yeah, I was going to say Christine's on the right track. I think the big thing, or to me, I think would be important is either having a button for, call it the top 3, or a total subtotal of all the data.
Top 3 as well. That would be interesting.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
So when you're like right now, you've got, you go through like 1 month, 2 months, and you could have done 5 assessments, but it'll only pick up the top 3. If you had a total, it can give you a much better snapshot of all the activity that you got going on based on a certain time period.
Yeah.
Good. Patrick, I got a couple other ideas.
Okay. No, that's all good. That's great.
Keep
Thank you.
Busy.
Cool.
Drill down would be the phrase to keep in mind.
Hey, I'm not. What's drill down? Sorry, John. Am I missing? What's that?
So for me, again, this is probably stuff in the future, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself. There's a couple things I need to kind of work out with some of the data, but I can envision if you click on, for example, you click on the increase for company 2, or and it can actually break down exactly what areas you've been able to help that customer.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Because I've dealt with companies. They want to know, depending on how deep, how big the company is, they're going to want to be able to say, okay, where exactly did you find this? And you need to be able to back it up.
bar. And I'm just making a note here. This is a great idea, John. Thank you. He's hitting it out of the park.
I told you I didn't want to, you know, you're going to be up at 2 a.m. thinking about stuff like this.
I am anyway. No, what he's saying, what I could see here, Carl, like we hover our mouse here, right? And we see this revenue gain. And imagine inside of this graph, it then breaks it down into like this several different areas that go, oh, market dominating position was, you know, 12 million or something. Or
I see it,
12%, and alliances and joint ventures, 18% of that, and whatever. Like that'd be a cool tool. They go, oh, this is how you got it? It was with these strategies?
And you know, when you think about it, you already have the data. It's already in the snapshot.
Totally. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, we can program that. That'd be brilliant. I'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Yeah. And then it would be a percentage and a dollar figure, I see, Pat. Not just a percentage.
Yeah, probably little pop-ups that we come along.
Yeah, like that. Like that.
Yeah.
See that on the right hand? Yeah, the pop-up would do the.
So as we come in different areas, it's going to go, oh, market dominating position, that. This is bundling. This is whatever, referral systems. I mean, oh, wow. Could you imagine that? John, we're going to sign you up.
Keep using the software, John. Keep going, man. Don't stop. Well done.
Well, hey, I told you I'd come up with some other ideas.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Okay, cool, buddy. All right, cool bananas. I love it. What do you think? Anything else for us?
Pardon me?
Anything else for us?
Oh, no, I'm all choked up over here.
Yeah, you beauty. Okay, awesome, John. Keep going. And we're super duper appreciate it, buddy. No worries, man. Okay, cool. Gonna put him back on mute. Okay, and I think we are good here, Pat.
Sounds good. Well,
yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the question. Yeah, so I think, Pat, we're good here. Folks, that is it for us. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate your participation. Most definitely. You see the way John does that, though, guys? Get into the software, and you got yourself, and again, realistically, when I say a blank canvas, let's be realistic here. We're not magic, but we do have another full-time software engineer coming on. He's actually going to be coming on straight away part-time, so we're going to be able to accelerate all of these developments. But I want, you know, as you're using this software, thinking about, gee, is this a good idea? That's part of why we're doing these calls. So the same way that John's using it and kind of thinking, hey, what if it had this? What if it had that? Do us a favor and be thinking about that. So that's how we're going to accelerate this whole thing. Speaking of acceleration. So there we go. So Pat, anything else before we go here, bud?
I'd say go and practice it. And, you know, don't just think that you're going to go out and use it. And I know people come in like, what do I do? What do I do? It's like, well, have you practiced? No. So go and practice. And the more you use it, the more you'll get comfortable. And it might seem intimidating right now. You look at all the different things it can do. It's like anything, just get in, use it, practice with it. And, you know, it's going to get easier and easier every day and quite quickly, actually. So that'd be my advice.
Awesome. Cool. Great advice it is. Okay, folks, appreciate you guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.